Hello everyone. Welcome to the virtual class of redemption of redeemable preference shares. In previous sessions, we have discussed a few practical questions related to the process of redemption and preparation of the balance sheet after the redemption of preference shares. Today, in this session, I would like to discuss a practical problem related to redemption of redeemable preference shares, in which more than one variety of redeemable preference shares are given and we have to redeem both the varieties of preference shares simultaneously. On your screen, balance sheet is available. Following is the summarized balance sheet of Navrang Limited as on 31st March 2019. Let us refer liability side first. 6,600 equity shares of rupees 100 each. Total 6,60,000. 1,650 redeemable preference shares of rupees 100 each, fully paid, amount 1,65,000, and 33,000 redeemable preference shares of rupees 10 each, rupees 8 paid up, 2,64,000. For the purpose of clarity of your idea, I have circled this information with red colored border. We have two types of preference shares. 1,650 face value of the share is rupees 100 and these shares are fully paid up. Total amount is 1,65,000. Another preference shares are also available to us. 33,000 redeemable preference shares of rupees 10 each, rupees 8 paid up. So second type of preference shares, that is 33,000. Face value of the preference share is rupees 10 each and paid up value is rupees 8. So you can easily judge from the analysis of the liability side that we have two types of preference shares. First type of preference share is fully paid and the second type of preference share is partly paid, because face value is rupees 10 and paid up amount is rupees 8. Then we have general reserve 6,60,000, securities premium 49,500, which is available on liability side of the balance sheet. Other current liabilities rupees 1,65,000. Now analyze the details available on asset side of the balance sheet. Plant and machinery 5,68,500, land and building rupees 8 lakhs, furniture rupees 1 lakh, investments 1,65,000, stock 1,65,000, and bank balance as given in the balance sheet is rupees 1,65,000. Total 19,63,500. If you focus on this information, you can easily judge that we have two types of redeemable preference shares and we have to redeem both the types of preference shares simultaneously. That you can check in additional information part of your question. Company decides to redeem both types of preference shares at 4% redemption premium. It is clearly mentioned over here that company would like to redeem both types of preference shares, as I have discussed at the time of discussion of the liability side of the balance sheet that we have two types of preference shares and we need to redeem both types of preference shares simultaneously. Investments are sold for rupees 1,81,500. This information is clearly given over here. Now, second paragraph, which is the most important for us because our calculation is based on that paragraph. After that, company issued a required number of preference shares, each of rupees 50 at par. At par means at face value, so that bank balance is maintained at rupees 29,700. If you focus on these particular information, you can easily judge that at the end of the redemption process, we need to maintain bank balance of rupees 29,700. So this question is similar to the question discussed by me in last lecture. How many numbers of preference shares issued by the company? That we will decide based on our calculation. Again, in the third paragraph, information related to bonus share is given. Refer the information carefully. Existing equity shareholders are to be given one fully paid bonus equity share for every 2 shares held from the capital redemption reserve, that is CRR. So information related to issue of bonus share from CRR is clearly given to us in our question. Pass necessary journal entries and prepare balance sheet. After discussion of the question, let us move to the solution of this problem. The first item, as usual, sale of investment and profit or loss on sale of investment. Because the examiner has given information related to sale of investment to us. So in this particular question, we have to sell our investment at first and we have to record profit or loss, whatever it is, whether it's a profit or loss, to profit and loss account. Number one, cost price of the investment. Cost price of the investment is given on the asset side of the balance sheet. Check asset side of the balance sheet. On the asset side of the balance sheet, investments are given for rupees 1,65,000. And on additional information part of your question, information related to sale price is given. Sale price of the investment is rupees 1,81,500. So very simple. Sale price is 1,81,500 and cost price is rupees 1,65,000. So in this transaction of selling of the investment, the company is earning a profit of rupees 16,500. We have to pass journal entry of this transaction. Now, after discussion of earlier questions, I would like to inform you that it is not necessary for you to pass a journal entry over here. You can directly pass journal entries at the end of the calculation in a systematic form because it is necessary as a part of the answer. But I have explained journal entries step to step, transaction to transaction, because in previous sessions we were in the stage of learning. But it is not necessary to pass journal entries over here. You can directly prepare journal entries at the end of the calculation. So don't worry for that part. Journal entry of the transaction. Bank account debited, amount received on the sale of investment 1,81,500. 2. Investment account 1,65,000 and the amount of profit earned by the company 16,500 credited to the profit and loss account of the company. After selling off the investment, let us move to the process of RPS redemption. The first and foremost step for the redemption of RPS is to convert partly paid shares into fully paid up. Check liability side of the balance sheet. On a liability side of the balance sheet, we have two types of redeemable preference shares. So let us decide for type 1. For the purpose of easy identification, I have given number to both types of preference shares, that is RPS 1 and RPS 2. You may identify both categories of RPS with RPS A and RPS B, RPS X and RPS Y. Choice is yours. Why? This is useful to us in order to identify the situation. So this is nothing more than identification. This is RPS 1. For RPS 1, face value of the share is rupees 100 and paid up amount is also rupees 100. It means that first category of preference shares are fully paid up. Then just check RPS 2, that is a second type of RPS. For second type of RPS, face value of the share is rupees 10 and paid up value is rupees 8. So obviously you can decide from this information that we need to call rupees 2 from RPS 2. These shares are fully paid because face value is 100 and paid up value is also 100. But second type of RPS is partly paid up. Why it is partly paid up? Because face value is rupees 10 and paid up value is rupees 8. So from this information we have decided that we have to make a final call on partly paid shares in order to convert in fully paid shares. So amount required in final call rupees 2 per share. Therefore, total amount received by the company on RPS 2, you can check liability side of the balance sheet. Total number of RPS 2 given as 33,000. So 33,000 shares multiplied by outstanding amount on share rupees 2. 33,000 multiplied by 2, that is rupees 66,000. So here the company will receive 66,000 rupees from the holders of RPS 2. We need not to do anything with the RPS 1 because RPS 1 is fully paid. Journal entry for this transaction. Bank account debited as we have received 66,000 from RPS Capital 2. 2. RPS Capital 2 account. This 1 and 2 is simply for the purpose of our understanding. If you don't want to write, simply write to RPS Capital account. But we have to identify everyone or everything with a specific name. So for the purpose of identification, I have used RPS 1 for type 1 share and RPS 2 for type 2 share. In this way, we have to calculate for both types of preference shares. And on the basis of the information given to us, we have to make a call. After understanding the step number 1, that is amount received on final call, specifically on partly paid shares. Let us move to step number 2. Step number 2 is all about amount payable to RPS holders. As you all know, right from the beginning of the solution, here we have two types of redeemable preference shares. And as per the information given in additional information part, we have to redeem both types of preference shares at 4% premium. So let us calculate amount redeemable or payable to RPS holders. RPS capital 1, 1650 shares multiplied by their face value 100 rupees. So 1,65,000 redeemable to RPS 1. RPS 2, 33,000 redeemable preference shares are there, and face value of RPS 2 is rupees 10. So 33,000 multiplied by 10 is equal to 3,30,000 redeemable to RPS capital 2. So 1,65,000 for 1 and 3,30,000 for 2. Total amount of RPS capital required by the company is rupees 4,95,000. Now check or recall additional information part of your question. As per the additional information given to us, we have to redeem these categories or these both types of RPS at 4% premium. So very simple, we have to pay 4% additional amount to the holders of RPS. 4,95,000 capital and 4% of these 4,95,000 is rupees 19,800. It is a very simple calculation that we have performed earlier. So at the end of the calculation, we came to know that we have to redeem rupees 5,14,800 in total to the holders of RPS. Here we have to pass journal entry for both types of RPS. So it's a very simple. Earlier we were passing the journal entry, RPS capital account debited, RPS redemption premium account debited to RPS holders account. But here we have two types of RPS. So simply RPS capital account debited 1,65,000. It is for RPS capital 1. Again, RPS capital account debited 3,30,000. This is for RPS capital type 2. RPS redemption premium account debited 19,800. We have completed calculation of this 19,800 just before a few minutes. 2. 5,14,800 payable to RPS holders. So to RPS holders account credited 5,14,800. So in this way you can calculate total amount payable to RPS holders of the company, including 4% redemption premium as mentioned in additional information. After discussion of the amount redeemable to the RPS holders, let us move to the most important part of our calculation. That is step number 3, arrangement of the fund for capital part. In this particular question, the calculation is similar to the question number 4 discussed by me in a previous session. Let us understand the situation first. For the purpose of redemption of capital part, we are in need of rupees 4,95,000. If you refer additional information part of the question, you may come to know that the company has decided to issue new preference shares of rupees 50 each at par, that is at face value, that is 50 rupees. But how many preference shares issued by the company, that is not given by the examiner. And now I hope all of you are clear that it is not given by the examiner intentionally, so as we can calculate in detail. So if you are not aware of the numbers of preference shares issued by the company and amount collected by the company using a new issue, it is very much difficult for us to calculate amount transferred by the company to CRR, that is Capital Redemption Reserve. I hope all of you are agreed with me, because we don't know any of these items. Information is given that we have to issue new preference shares of rupees 50, but how many preference shares issued by the company, it is not given. So we have to refer the additional information part once again. In additional information part of the question, it is clearly mentioned by the examiner that at the end of the redemption process, we need to maintain balance in the bank account for rupees 29,700. It is the same adjustment that we have completed at the time of discussion of question number 4. In this particular question, we have to maintain closing balance in the bank account at the end of the solution rupees 29,700. Let us understand the items of receipt and payment so far we have gone through. If you check asset side of the balance sheet, information of opening balance rupees 1,65,000 is clearly given to us. Then if you recall the transaction related to sale of the investment, you can easily connect the information that we have received rupees 1,81,500 by selling our investments. Then we have received a final call of rupees 66,000 on RPS Capital 2. It is also a receipt for the company. Then we have to pay in total 5,14,800 to RPS holders. We have completed calculation of amount payable to RPS holders in step number 2, which is very much a routine for us. But on the right hand side, let me circle the things. Number of new preference shares issued by the company, that we don't know. Now, if you analyze the things, you can easily connect the information in order to calculate number of new preference shares issued by the company. We have 1,65,000 in opening balance. We have received 1,81,500 on sale of investment. We have received 66,000 from RPS Capital 2. We have to pay 5,14,800 to the holders of RPS, and at the end of the solution we need rupees 29,700 in our bank account as a closing balance. If you recall solution of question number 4, we have done the same process. So let us initiate the process of calculation. First of all, we have to insert figures of receipt. First item, opening balance 1,65,000. Add amount received from the sale of investment 1,81,500. It is the item of receipt. So we have to add in the bank balance. Add amount received by the company on final call of RPS 66,000. Add we will receive something by issuing new preference shares, but the amount of receipt is not available to us right now, and we have to calculate these items properly. What is the total receipt of the company? That even we don't know, because we don't know amount received by the company issuing new preference shares. Don't worry, we have figure of payment. We have to make a payment of rupees 5,14,800 to the holders of RPS, and at the end of the calculation we have to maintain a closing balance of rupees 29,700. Now, if you think very properly, you can fill in the blanks. What is our total requirement? Our total requirement is 5,44,500. How to calculate this 5,44,500? It is very simple. We have to pay 5,14,800 to RPS holders, and we have to maintain 29,700 in our bank account. So our total requirement is rupees 5,14,500. On the other hand, we have 4,12,500 on hand. How to calculate this? Simply make the total of available receipt 1,65,000, 1,81,500 and 66,000. So total amount available with the company is 4,12,500, and the total amount required by the company 5,44,500. So the amount of difference between amount available to the company and amount required by the company is rupees 1,32,000. It means that the company is required to collect rupees 1,32,000 by issuing new preference shares. And this is one of the most important point for our answer as well as our chapter. Now, from this particular table, we are clear that the company is required to collect rupees 1,32,000 from new issue. So let us calculate number of new preference shares issued by the company. Amount required to collect by the company is rupees 1,32,000. Face value of the preference share issued by the company is rupees 50, and it is also mentioned that we have to issue our preference shares at par. At par means face value. So amount received by the company per share is rupees 50. Suppose the preference shares are issued by the company at a premium, then amount received per share is more than 50 based on the percentages or amount of the premium given in the additional information. But for this particular question, need not to worry, because it is clearly mentioned over here that we have to issue our shares at par. At par means at face value. Simply, total requirement is 1,32,000, and we can collect rupees 50 per share as per our calculation mentioned over here. So 1,32,000 divided by rupees 50 per share. So in this way, the company is required to issue 2,640 new preference shares. Now, if you are clear for the new preference shares issued by the company using the prototype, stereotype calculations that we have even discussed in previous session, let us complete the chart for the arrangement of fund for capital part. That is step number 3. Our total requirement is rupees 4,95,000. Now we are clear that we can collect rupees 1,32,000 from new issue of preference shares, 2,640 preference shares of rupees 50 each. So 2640 multiplied by 50 is equal to 1,32,000. Out of 4,95,000, we have collected rupees 1,32,000 by issuing new securities. It means that we have to collect rupees 3,63,000 by creating CRR, that is capital redemption reserve. For the purpose of amount transferred to CRR, check liability side of the balance sheet. On the liability side of the balance sheet, we have general reserve, and amount of general reserve is more than enough to meet our requirement. So we have transferred rupees 3,63,000 from general reserve account to capital redemption reserve, that is CRR account. Now step number 3 comes to an end. So let us pass journal entry for step number 3. First, issue of new shares. Bank account debited 1,32,000 to new preference share capital account 1,32,000, and amount transferred by the company to CRR. We have transferred rupees 3,63,000 from general reserve account to CRR. So journal entry, general reserves account debited 3,63,000 to capital redemption reserve account 3,63,000. Now it is time to arrange or adjust RPS redemption premium. As you all know that for the purpose of RPS redemption premium, we have to utilize security premium account first. If amount of security premium is not available to us, we can utilize credit balance of profit and loss account. So before solution of any problem, it is necessary for you to check the situation first. Let us understand the requirement of adjustment. Here requirement of the adjustment for RPS redemption premium is rupees 19,800. You can check step number 2 completed by us. In step number 2, we have completed calculation of RPS redemption premium on both types of preference shares at the rate of 4%. And amount of RPS redemption premium is rupees 19,800. Now check information given on liability side of the balance sheet. In your question, amount of security premium is given in the balance sheet for rupees 49,500. So this information is ready-made given in the balance sheet. Now, as a student of commerce and management, we can easily think that our requirement is only rupees 19,800 and we have 49,500 rupees in our account. So without any kind of thinking or without any kind of calculation, you can utilize 19,800 rupees from security premium account, because security premium account is available to us, which is more than enough. Suppose amount of security premium is not enough, then we can utilize our profit and loss. So journal entry for this transaction: security premium account debited 19,800. We need only 19,800 rupees in order to adjust RPS redemption premium. So we have utilized to RPS redemption premium account 19,800. So if you remember the rule, if you remember the situation, you can easily adjust RPS redemption premium. In this particular question, we need rupees 19,800 only, and we have amount of security premium for rupees 49,500, which is much more than that of our requirement. So we can easily adjust without any kind of calculation. Step number 5, straightforward and easiest step for this solution. Step number 5 is all about amount paid to RPS holders. We have to pay amount to RPS holders, and we have completed calculation of amount payable to RPS holders earlier, right? So it's a very easy for us to pay the amount. RPS holders account debited 5,14,800 to bank account 5,14,800. Whatever the things we have to pay, we have paid over here to the holders of RPS. So step number 5 comes to an end with this simple journal entry. Now step number 6, it is again common for all of us because we have already completed step number 6 in earlier questions. Very simple step related to issue of bonus share. As I discussed with you, for the purpose of issuing bonus share, it is necessary for us to focus on the information. As per the information available to us in our question, we have to issue bonus shares. Bonus share is always declared by the company on equity shares. So let us check how many equity shares available with the company. Numbers of equity shares available with the company are 6,600. You can easily find this information from liability side of the balance sheet. If you refer liability side of the balance sheet, it's very easy for you to understand this fact. So total number of equity shares available with the company 6,600. Now, what is bonus ratio? If you refer additional information part, it is clearly given in the question that the company is required to issue one bonus equity share for every 2 equity shares held. It means if you have 2 equity share, company will give you 1 bonus share. So simply it is a cross multiplication. That is, if you have 2 shares, 1 bonus share will be issued by the company. So 2:1 will be our ratio of bonus. Number of bonus shares to be issued by the company. Total number of equity shares available to us over here 6,600, and the ratio of bonus is 1/2. So numbers of bonus shares issued by the company 3,300. If you don't want to use this, simply use a cross multiplication. If we have 2 equity share, company will offer 1 equity share as a bonus. So we have total 6,600 numbers of equity shares. So how many bonus shares issued by the company? So what will be the result? 6,600 multiplied by 1 divided by 2. And ultimately the answer is 3,300. So as you can calculate according to your own understanding. Now, it is decided from this calculation that we have to issue 3,300 bonus equity shares. And for the purpose of bonus equity shares, we are in need of rupees 100 each. Rupees 100 is face value of the equity share. So 3,300 bonus share multiplied by 100 is equal to 3,30,000. It means that we are in need of rupees 3,30,000 from CRR to issue bonus share. We have capital redemption reserve for enough amount. So journal entry CRR account debited 3,30,000 to equity share capital account 3,30,000. Instead of this direct entry, you may pass two different entries for the bonus issue. First, for the arrangement of the fund or declaration of the bonus, and second, allotment of the bonus. We have discussed both types of journal entry, that is two journal entries and direct journal entry for the bonus issue. So choice is yours. You can do it according to your requirement. I hope everyone is clear with the solution of this particular problem. We will discuss balance sheet of this question in next session. Keep watching the next session. Thank you. God bless you.